Think about it. But looking back, I'm like, wow, like you could spend a couple days like trying to get something just to trade it for that.
Days.
You know,
the love of the hunt.
just talking to people. Oh, he's running late. I'm just, you know. So it was just time, you know. So I just wanted to put it out there, showcase the pieces. I had heard that the retros were coming, so I was like, okay. And then, of course, like the people at Fancy were like, okay, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do this event on the same night. We're gonna, and that's what they said in Vogue. Like when heads were driving up to Bedford, New York, to look at Ralph's antique cars, which are amazing.
But everybody can go to Bedford, New York.
Exactly.
And the people that can go to Bedford, New York don't care about what you got.
No, agree.
That's for us.
Agree.
It's not
That's
for them.
That's why
So
when you
yours
drop
is
it,
better
it's
than
perfect.
theirs.
Definitely.
Agree. And that's another thing. It's like, yeah, I mean, listen.
It's
Ralph,
the two parts of the culture that he don't even know about.
Ralph
That he just started acknowledging.
Once I seen that, I respected that.
So that's all coming from David, right? Like the acknowledgement of the need to bring everything back.
He got somebody up there, man. You can't tell me he don't got somebody up there.
I'm sure.
That's it.
They be coming at our events.
That's it.
They come to the
That's
events.
it. You're not
Oh,
they don't know
it's
I
nothing.
hate the retro. I hate the retro. I made the retro.
But that's what
Good.
I
That's
mean,
so good, man.
back when I went to HQ, 2006, there's a few things that I definitely remember coming from David, who said, what's the New York Times going to say when we retro these things or when we put these originals back in store? Like, aren't they going to say that's a stupid idea? And I was like, no, the New York Times is actually going to say that this is why Ralph Lauren is the greatest fashion designer and a genius, because he's buying back pieces from people who stole from him, selling for $1,000, tie it into the Pink Pony charity, give it to cancer research. There's an idea.
That
Why
article wasn't
are they
coming out.
worried about the New York Times when the New York Times didn't build this?
No, agree. Hey, listen, this is
The New York Times didn't build this.
Believe me.
They should be worried about what we're gonna say, not the New York Times.
No, agree. And that was the other funny thing was that
No problem.
the other main thing that I remember was when I was talking about like prices, I was like, listen, you know, this was $100, now it's $400. Like the price just keeps going up. Like sneakers, polo, and New York real estate, only things going up in 2006. That's what I told them.
So that's to my customers.
Exactly.
Buy nothing
And
anymore.
then, but again, this is 06. This is VGA. This is like
That was the
pre-Instagram.
glory days, my lord.
So, and one of the other things I remember David asking back then was, okay, well, that's just you and your friends bidding each other's auctions up, which is kind of what you mentioned earlier. I was like, no, I have a lot of friends. Okay? This is a worldwide global community. Look at Japan. Like, from what I've heard, like Tokyo was the first place to put like OG 92 low, like in a store in the 90s, like charging ridiculous prices because they were kind of early adapters in terms of like, I mean, New York was doing it in the streets, but like,
Actually making a
But for us, it was
to
just
put it in a
regular.
store. Yeah, to put
But
it
for
in a
us,
store.
it was just regular. That's why we wasn't thinking about it. And that back then, you're not thinking about it because it's just, yo, this is my shirt I'm going to the club with.
That's a fact.
I'm just going to throw, what you wearing today? Yo, I'm throwing a Slam t-shirt today, man. What you doing?
So Ezra, what was the like first piece you're like, nah, I need
Beat-
this?
you
Like,
beat
what was
me to
the
my
one that,
question.
Like, the turnkey fell in love with everything.
I feel like I saw back in like, I don't even remember what year it was. It would have to be 95. Like hanging downtown by like the MCC basketball court and seeing people wearing the multicolored Snow Beach hat.
Salute
The
to
Snow Beach hat. The
changes.
Snow Beach
Snow
fitted.
Beach.
Yes, chairs. The Snow Beach fitted, and I was just like, what is that? What is Snow Beach? Who's making this? I had seen Cross Colors. I had an older brother. He was, you know, trying to get me some things from his friends and whatnot. But yeah, I was really curious. Like, wait, like, and then a week later, it's like, oh, Ralph Lauren made this Snow Beach. Like, what is that? Like, why is it so colorful?
So you
and
seen it on the
crazy?
street
I saw it on the street.
prior to seeing Raekwon in the video.
Yeah.
When you
And
see
this was
Ray-
the hat. Like, I didn't see the jacket for
That's
a
all
few
be-
years.
Let's all be real. When you seen Ray, you were like, oh, he knows too?
Facts.
So
You
Blake,
didn't say, oh, you said, oh, he knows. All right, so
He
you
on
too?
it. He
You
on
too,
it.
son?
Yeah.
Blake, since
No. And real talk, when I seen it, I was really like, damn, it's the Woo, nigga. Why you ain't put the rest of these niggas on? Why y'all niggas ain't flood this shit with the fucking low? Why you being stingy, Ray? Let them niggas know.
We're
Low is
We're
rolling.
gonna ask Ray about that one. Yeah, we try to get Ray.
Shout out to
Hold on,
Raekwon.
let's go
We're
around.
ready.
Everybody, what's the first shit that got you put on?
Probably the 92 t-shirt, the
That
license
late?
Yeah.
Wow.
No.
Just the crest. Crest for me.
The first piece I really saw, which I eventually tracked down from a seller in Japan, I think it was in VGA, it was the 95 patchwork. And I was like in love with it. That and the 94 Indian head, which I eventually copped both. And that was the first one I really got taxed on and I was done with it. But that 95 patchwork, I was like, yo, this is like the best piece I've ever seen. Its balance is perfect.
Yeah, no, a lot of that. A lot of
That and 911.
I'm gonna keep it classy. It was the horsey, to be honest.
Okay.
Wow.
I mean,
Yeah,
I went
Right.
this, you know, I used to see the, shout out R.I.P. Paco out of Canarsie. It was one of them OGs, that's all he wore. And one day I seen him, he was like, yo, you never leave your house without one of these on. And I didn't even understand. I'm talking about 11, you know? And he was like, you never leave without this. This is your status for these streets.
Right.
And it was kind of like, I fell in love with it. I had to have it, but, you know, coming from a Haitian family, the price even back then was a little too much, but whatever I had, I rocked, kept it clean until I was able to do what I had to do to afford. Well, to take what I had and afford what I had to get.
To get it.
So officially, I would say, I think my Suey was really what got me started. You know?
Like, that's.
I
Me
got
too, the suey and the
Yeah,
cookie.
yeah.
That was it. Once you see
I
them,
think
you're
that
like,
was-
what is this?
Yeah,
With this thing coming on the arm and
yeah.
the
And
cookie,
then-
like, what
and
is
with
that?
a lot of
What
blood
is
on
that?
it too. That's the
Why they call
story.
it suicide?
Like I said, it came with a lot of blood.
Because if you went by yourself, you're putting suicide.
That's it.
Listen.
That's why they call it suicide. For everybody
I
on
got
the
the
show.
I got the
Went by
mark. I got
yourself.
the mark for it,
You're committing
and
suicide.
that's a whole nother story. But
The only clothes you will get killed for.
The
Literally, they murder you for this coat. Give me that coat. No?
Yeah.
Bang! Hold it.
Listen, I
Take that coat
seen
off, baby.
dudes get stabbed up just for the spell out, just so.
Who remembers the dude on Pacific? He used to wear gray USA with the he had like a 38 or 357, robbing everything that moved. Like 93,
Yeah.
around there.
Wow.
When, you know, because Pacific, all the schools goes over
Right,
there.
right.
Yo, he's at Pacific. He's getting niggas. Yeah, whoever you was, he was it.
Yeah, he was that dude.
Everybody.
He's an eBay seller now.
What was that piece, though?
It was the thing that got me into low was seeing when you see the cookie and the suicide.
Yeah.
You
That's
see
a
those,
color.
like, oh my goodness.
It was the most standout to
Yeah,
me.
like,
the most
Yeah,
standout
yeah,
piece.
vibrant,
Yeah.
vibrant of it.
That was the whole thing. Like, I like colors.
But yeah, well, when the colors started popping, that's when he started, you know, when he came out with the Crayola, with the uni,
Yes.
vest, and the goose. Come on, son. That whole era was crazy right there. And that was like my high school era, so you used to see girls come through with that shit, dudes come through with their whips, and just pop out that shit like, oh shit.
Stunned.
This nigga's looking like a Crayola box. That's how the
That's how
name
the
got.
name came, yeah.
Exactly.
My first piece I got, like,
Oh, your first
piece
piece.
was,
Another story.
like, just,
Yeah, that's another one.
like, that's a whole nother conversation, but the collegiate P, the red sweater, the wool sweater, the heavy one with the blue P with the green outline,
Yes.
All right. I know what you mean.
and I got that when I was like 17, 18. My boy got it for me for my birthday, and it was like that. To this day, the
The
heaviest
lamb.
wool sweater I've ever come across, and like
Fire.
comparing to that's gonna last me forever. I'll give that to my grandkids. Like
That's,
that's gonna go with the timepieces. Like that's it. You know,
that's
that's really how I
talked
feel
about
about
before.
it. Mm-hmm.
About the quality.
Quality is
Double RL is like that now.
yeah.
So let's talk about double RL. then.
Yeah, 'cause I feel like it's not big up enough because
Wait, just wait,
It's
but
not baked up. Go ahead.
before we do that, just one more thing with Ezra and Will.
No, yeah. No doubt.
So is it true? I heard something about Sotheby's and you.
Oh, shit.
Is this a true story or is this like?
I
It's
would
not.
like it to be.
Who started that rumor?
I don't know. I would like to.
'Cause it's out
Where'd you hear that
It is
rumor
out
from?
there.
It's definitely out
I
there.
would like
Yeah.
to. I think it belongs to Sotheby's. I think it belongs at MoMA. I think it belongs at the New Museum.
I got
Definitely.
I got a couple.
Yeah.
Let's, you know what I mean?
Collabo.
yo,
Yeah,
would
all
be
my
a
sweaters
crazy
like
look.
that.
Yeah, I mean, that from a museum standpoint, you could really make the argument that all this stuff is a time capsule of a certain era that's bygone and people don't like. This is the last tangible aspects of that era.
Yeah.
There
It's
are-
Americana.
Nah, it's coming soon.
It's
though.
Americana.
It's definitely coming soon because you got to think about, Louis Vuitton that just did theirs down by
Yeah.
Wall Street
Yes,
area.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
Yes.
once
How
they
many-
see what Ezra did with putting his stuff up for $1 million, once he hold on to that and it stay pristine and all of that, when that time come, he definitely
Knock on
gonna get
the
the
door.
holler like, yo.
Another question about that.
You still got that collection you had from years ago for $1 million? Yo, we need it.
I've added something to it.
Hey,
What
so
flavor is now in
what
red?
size is
Yeah. It's now in stadium shorts, red.
How many pieces you got?
Like 110.
Total?
Yeah.
That's it?
Powers.
Yeah.
Power
Powers.
pieces.
Just the power.
Power.
Done.
That's what
Ezra, were there
That's
any
what-
offers you almost entertained?
Just the
Like, did
powers.
someone come at you with like, yo, here's $500,000, and you're like, ugh. Is there something like you're like, oh,
Honestly, no.
no, we haven't.
Are you retired? Are you retired?
No.
What does that mean?
It means I still wear these pieces. I'm
No, that's not
No,
what I'm
it's like-
asking.
like
Are you
collecting.
retired from collecting?
I'm
I'm
not
retired.
retired until.
Let's try to
until
sell
it's
you a
sold.
piece right now.
I'm
And when
retired.
and if it does ever sell,
Mhm.
I'm
You
shopping
done?
that day.
You still
The journey was started.
What are you still chasing? That's the question I was gonna ask.
What are you still
Yeah.
chasing?
Purple Crest.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a couple things that I have like size mediums of, and I'm always kind of somewhere between a medium and large. And I always think the biggest size is always the best. Like I just want to be, you know,
Praise the Lord.
big and baggy.
Right,
You know,
right,
I want the biggest size. Give me the 2X. You know,
It's not
I
mad.
grew up where,
It's
you
not.
know,
It doesn't drive you
90s.
crazy. It drives you crazy.
For which the size or?
Chasing because you can never have everything.
Yeah. No, I don't. And believe me,
There's no
I don't
everything.
want everything, but I think you know,
Mhm.
like. I
Like, is there any piece you're still chasing?
I'm finished. I'm
You done?
retired.
That's
So,
it. That's it.
done.
Me.
Finito. 45 years old. I'm finito.
Okay, so you're retired from chasing, but not retired from.
I chase for other people.
Ah.
I love to chase.
Yeah.
I chase for you.
You're a
you.
curator.
Yeah.
I go
Curator
hard.
of fine
I'm not
goods.
going hard for myself no more.
Right.
I'm done. I go hard for you.
No, I hear you. And listen, that's why I'm still buying.
Yeah.
Because when I think about it, it's like, oh, the $1 million collection didn't sell. Maybe it wasn't good enough. maybe that's why I need the red crest. And like all
You
these
need to
other things.
add the missing
You
pieces.
know, as a Sotheby's collection, I don't know where that rumor came from. That's fired. Like,
it.
if they're even rumored, if you're rumored to have a Sotheby's collection coming or whatever the case may be, like that's crazy. Like that's
Yeah.
reserved for.
No, that's late.
auction.
Let's talk. I mean,
Yeah.
some things I'm here. I live
The
on
streets
Brooklyn.
are wide.
Listen, man, you know what?
Can I say something? Can I say something?
Go ahead.
We were talking about it earlier. What's the rarest shit you ever seen with your own eyes? Because they said there's a purple casino. You
So
said you
hold
seen
on,
it, right?
I want to get into the rumored pieces because I heard about like a
Rumored pieces.
bearception sweater where there's like a bear wearing a bear.
In a beer.
Within a
Like,
bear.
yeah. Like I don't know, I've heard about
MC
that.
Escher, the MC Escher Bears.
Like, can we cut the bullshit on the?
That's
on
fake.
I've never seen that.
That one's fake.
Fake. But anyways, what you're saying to your thing, they have samples that are never going to come out
One of them.
of
My
one-on-ones.
son seen the purple casino shirt in Wingate Night School.
I don't
That's
know
not
about
a sample.
that. I don't know about that one.
And there's a white casino tie. So usually when there's a tie,
You know
there's
what
a
it is?
shirt.
But you know what it is? It could be women's stuff.
It's not a woman's tie.
No, I'm just saying
The fabric.
You were right about that.
Yeah, so.
But then there's a milky white leather goose with a leather strap with red piping that won at the Low Goose.
Here he go.
Who got
You know
that?
what I mean?
Here he
You
go.
wore that?
Just
Here he go. Here he go.
So y'all talking about
Oh, you
that
ain't
one
seen
on
it?
And then
Yeah, that's leather butter leather.
Yeah, you ain't never seen that.
That's
But-
the one
but
on
that
one
day.
Yeah, but that day, that one.
You
Yeah.
got the racing leather?
Shout out to Chess.
I don't
too,
have
we got-
that.
The racing leather is hard.
Because I mean,
That's
certain
it.
markets get different stuff, so.
Yeah,
If y'all broker a
Never.
deal, been there, rock that gets like 15%. I'm just saying, if y'all do it on the
I'm
air.
retired.
Promotion.
If you sell them something right now,
We on the retirement side. We on the retirement side.
I chase for you. I chase for you. I don't chase
Yeah.
myself. for
Like I tell
my
people,
friends.
there's like 4 or 5 different color snow beaches that didn't come out. That are just
So
sitting.
what do those look
what
like?
are they?
I'm not saying the colors.
Nah, come
You
on.
seen it with your own eyes?
Yeah, there's like 5 of them.
These retros
Because
or
if you
these like
remember,
original
because if
pieces?
you remember, because you know this.
Just give him one.
You know the OG Snow Beach has 3 different colors inside of it.
Yep.
There's a green one
Yeah.
with the green.
The green with the
color.
red and the blue.
There's a dark blue.
Oh, but I'm stopping you. Where did I know where the red one was in the stores.
Right,
The blue one went to the outlets.
right.
Where's the green one go to?
The green one, they brought it out. It was
When you say green, you mean like green lining?
Yeah,
lining.
yeah.
It's 3 different linings.
So right now the red one is trashola,
Right, that one's dark.
and the blue one is what is that, and the green one.
Yes. But here's the thing: the lining think when they were testing them out, they made them in that color. That's why it was 3 different lines.
But the blue one actually made it to the outlets though.
And when you say green fleece lining, are we talking olive green fleece
Nah, when you
lining?
okay,
That bright green.
That's same
bright
thing
green.
on
When you like, okay, you know, like in the Snow Beach,
As bright as the
Yeah,
red.
bright red.
Okay, okay. No, I'm just wondering if they were trying to match like that olive green from like Coldwood pants or any of like.
Oh no,
Mm.
it's like it's a bright green color.
Yeah, it's like almost kind of like that.
Yeah, but
Okay.
what I'm trying to say is that the idea behind that was Snow Beach was supposed to come out like in numerous
Snow
colors.
Beach was Century 21 for like $100.
I tell you, I remember when it was like
Oh, got it.
racks and racks of the shit.
Yeah.
Nobody even did
And the 92 cartoon.
For real.
But listen, the Jordan 1 retro did the
Burlington
same
Coat
thing.
Factory.
Yeah.
Reddit's had
Yeah.
the javelins
You
for
know.
like $70.
Jordan 1.
And the climbs for like $7 or $14 at Reddit's.
Wow.
Climb and the slams. I had $600
All
one
of that
time.
graphic shit back then, nobody wanted to
Nobody
But that's the
wanted
thing
it.
about
Nobody though.
Nobody.
son.
But that's the thing
Nobody-
about recognizing what a gem is. Like you're gonna find it in the dirt. You're gonna find it in the right place, and you're gonna stash it because you know what it is. Like if you have the eye for that and the recognition of that, then you're gonna thrive because you understand what a piece is gonna be. Even if the world doesn't see it at the time, they're gonna eventually catch on.
Of course.
So that's the stuff like when being in this entire culture, like you have an eye for something that the world will eventually love.
Yeah.
And that's all beauty of digging.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like I'm wearing a fucking 2001 Dudley Boys shirt, and wrestling got hot now. I bought this for $2.25 on eBay. Brand new with tag.
Listen,
2008.
WWE stock five.
WWE stock went
Five.
10x in
official.
6 years.
No, but here's the stupid thing. I had it at $15 a share.
Yeah, I remember when you put
And
it
I
on
had
to
like
it.
20 shares.
WF?
Yeah.
I refuse to call that shit WE. I don't give a fuck.
And
I mean,
I
with
don't
the
know,
stock price,
nobody
you might want to go
said
down.
WF forever.
No, I remember
The
I
stocks was
sold
good
it.
though.
It was an
sold
$8 stock in 2012.
Yeah, I sold all of it, and now it's fucking
You
$8.
seen Ralph
$80
stock?
something
You
dollars.
see Ralph stock?
Same thing.
That shit blew up in the past.
Food stock.
Ralph, since
Yeah, when
last year?
I remember it was like
Since
$76. I think it's like 170.
170.
My son was like, yo,
170
get
now.
in it, son. Get in that.
Yeah, man.
Tomorrow. Tomorrow turned into never. And so it's like 100.
Hey man, you're doubling up off the company regardless.
So let's talk about your company stuff. You bring it up. Like,
Right.
Let's talk about your brand, man, because you're a brand now. So
All
let's
right.
talk about that.
Which I want to know.
Talk about what you're trying to do, what you're doing.
I'm trying to do, like I said, I try to collect now. I'm tired. I don't collect for myself.
Right.
So I want to help the newer cats. I really like helping the younger dudes. Like, cause I don't like when people say, oh, we walking around and young niggas gonna be wearing it. They supposed to do that.
Exactly.
Because there was a point when you was wearing it and the other motherfuckers saying this shit about you. We was all new at one point. So my whole thing is getting into the new, we gotta keep this going, man. We cannot stop, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We gotta pass it on because like I said, we didn't pass on the rap music to them. So I wanna keep this going. I wanna do, like, I'm gonna do my own podcast. I wanna do a lot of things that I wanna, like, there's a lot of things I don't wanna say because I don't want people stealing my ideas.
But they will do that. Yeah, they will do
You
that.
know, they will do it. They already taking my pictures. They undercutting your price. You know what I mean? All that shit. I don't like to say a lot of things, but I'm just trying to help. I like the chase. I love the chase. We all love. You love the chase. We
Even
all-
though I'm retired, I still like the chase of it.
the
So
chase is the thing. You know what I'm saying? That's how they name. Somebody gave me that name because I jump out of a tree. You know what I'm saying? I'll get you, man. I'm getting it.
I remember, not to cut you off. I remember years ago you told me about a story where you bought somebody's whole collection. Like,
I bought somebody.
yeah, like a
That
whole
was my
thing.
first, like, and somebody told me, like, last month, like, I've been doing this before you. This motherfucker was probably in his 20s. I've been doing this before
I
you.
hate that shit.
I said, motherfucker, I'm 45 years old, man. How you doing this before me? You can never. You know what I'm saying? Look,
They
I
totally
was,
collection.
you know I was doing it, I wasn't doing it to this level. Like, I bought that collection just to get a couple of pieces. He had some shit that I wanted.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I would buy the whole thing just to get what I wanted, and then I said, you know what I'm gonna do? Let me just sell it. That's how I started selling little.
That's smart
I
though.
kept what I wanted, and I just sold it. So I wasn't really caring about the money. I just wanted that for them pieces that I needed. You know what I'm saying? So that's when I started. And then, like I said, I was just doing it before for collecting purposes. I'm not collecting no more. So now I'm using my passion. We all got the same passion. That's why I say that. My passion is your passion. I understand where you're coming from. But I know a lot of us now work. We older. You cannot be out there in the streets doing what.
Facts.
Let me do that for you.
You're a curator of fine goods.
Let me do the groundwork
Well
for you.
said. Well said, there, Robbie.
I'm a marketing guy.
Right? No, I agree. Like, you right.
Yeah, that's well said.
That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to help people with their collection. Anybody that have the same drive that I have, that we all have. You know, because I know what it is, man. Like, anybody that hangs around me, if you was into low a little bit and you start hanging around me, you're gonna start going hard.
You start
Yo,
showing them
Blake,
things.
I'm gonna bring this up because it's a funny story. But the first time we met was at Double RL.
Right.
Piece to Dolly. It was the chain stitching event. So she's
Yeah, I missed that.
That family
I got
was
all
on all around chain stitching for like 30, 40
She
years.
was
She
the
was
truth.
doing live
Yeah.
free chain stitching on anything you got.
Okay.
Super dope event. It was right before the whole retro stadium collection dropped. So I'm talking to Blake about it. He goes, man, just make sure you get your pieces before I get there.
People get mad at that, right? But look, when people get mad at that, yo, I'm not no. Look,
You
I'm
gave me fair warning.
Let me
You
tell you
like
something.
clearance.
I do what I do. I do what I do. I ain't gonna lie to nobody. I do what I do.
You had the
But
golf net on too.
I come from a
From
mother.
all the time.
What's that about though? You know this, right? You get mad at me, yo. Why you go to the store and take everything? Well, back in the days when the niggas ran to the store and threw shit out the window, the whole rack, and I came and there was nothing there. I didn't say, why did y'all take everything?
Get it where you
What I
fit it.
said was, the niggas did they thing.
No doubt.
I gotta go to another store now. The niggas already came through there. I'm not mad at
Everybody
you.
gotta eat.
I'm not mad at you, son. You did what you threw that whole shit out the window. I can't get
You were
nothing.
supposed to.
You just beat me there.
Right? Why am I mad at you? I'm not mad at you, son. Because you're doing what you're doing.
And you got
I can never be mad at you for doing what
Respect
you're
shit.
doing. But I know it's not my generation and things like that. It's the generation a little bit before us that they don't really, you know what I'm saying? You know, I'm like, why could you be mad at that? Back then they took the whole store and you came and there was nothing. You couldn't say nothing.
That was the same thing with the sneaker.
You came late.
Same thing.
You came late to the game.
Yeah.
So I'm just doing what they doing. I'm carrying on that tradition in my sense. Me and my team and my crew, whoever I run with, you know what I'm saying?
That's it.
And
Business
they
as usual.
mad at us.
Yeah, because me and you had a conversation in Macy's. Remember how
I remember that.
how people were complaining about the prices and shit like that? Like,
Okay?
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Supply and demand, basic
Yeah,
economics.
That's it.
I'm not the only one doing what I'm doing. There's other people out there. You don't like what I got? You don't.
And hey, on some
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
You mad at Johnny
So
with
wait,
that car
so-
being 450,000?
So now
I'm not mad at it.
Hold on.
Now that Ralph closed Denim and Supply, should we remake it as Ralph Lauren Supply and Demand?
Yo,
You just have all of us.
Ezra, you gotta start consulting and stop giving these gems away, man.
Oh,
They mad, look, they mad at resellers. But look, I'm gonna say this. The people that's look, hold on. The people that's mad at me
Yeah.
is doing what I'm doing.
Not to the same
You gotta do the research.
Yeah.
Do the research and look behind the people that's mad at me. They doing what I'm
Yeah.
doing. They just mad.
That you
They
got
say,
there
wait,
first.
you know I was doing this before, but like I said, I was doing it for myself.
Right.
I would sell a little bit here and there, but basically it was for me.
Yeah.
Now I'm doing it all for another purpose. I'm
And on
not
top of that-
collecting no more.
What y'all do though, for the hype shit, you tax, which you have every right to do.
I know the value of things.
And for
Everything
everything
has
else,
its value.
but you hold people down with other stuff. For the fly shit that gets slept on, you hold people down for that.
No doubt.
Because I've come up on a lot of those pieces. I've gotten drop offs. I know exactly all that.
Dallas pen. I wish I had. Blake, you giving stuff away. Stop it.
Yep.
How I became the enemy after I became. They hate you for what you start. What you do,
Damn-
what
damn
they
if
love
you
you for,
do,
they're gonna
damn
hate
if
you
you
for
don't.
in the end. Dallas
Same thing.
pen. You could call anybody, ask them. Yo, Blake, you giving it away. I know value. You gotta pay for value. Each piece got a. This got no value. This got a value. It got a price, and on top of that, a value. You have to pay for that
That's a
value.
fact.
True indeed.
Nah, that's real talk. Like,
It's actual
Nobody
value.
want to pay for the value. I know what. You know what's the problem? I know what things is worth. They don't like us because we know.
Nah,
they want
we
to go
see-
to the lady who don't know
nah,
what she got.
You know what
They
it
use
is.
the eBay, bitch, what you got?
You know what it
Give me
is.
$50 for that.
What it
That's
is.
what they want.
What
That-
it is,
that-
we see the
that-
longevity and shit.
You know the value.
Exactly.
I know what this is
You
worth.
know what 15 years from now, what that's going
You're not gonna tell me
Yeah.
otherwise.
Real talk.
You're not gonna beat me in my head.
Mm-hmm.
This motherfucker said I've been in this doing this longer than you. How really?
Yeah. I 2 times you. Right out here.
You understand? You understand? I'm gonna be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But again, look at the people. There's a lot of people that's doing what I'm doing. They're the mad ones. Why you mad? Because basically I came and did what I'm doing, and now you mad because now you're not the man no more in your little circle.
So with that said, what do you do?
I don't follow nobody. I don't follow other sellers.
Right.
I don't follow them. You know why? I don't care what you're doing. I don't want to know what you're doing. I don't want to know what your price is. I know what I think this is worth. You understand?
Yeah.
I don't need to know what you're selling it for because I know what I'm selling it for.
Okay.
It don't have nothing to do with me.
So let's say this now. With that being said, 15 years from now, what do you see with this with the polo collection?
If this is why I'm saying to you, we got to get the new crowd, the younger kids into it and pass it on.
Are they biting? That's the question.
Some of them are, but I don't think we got to get more of them into it. You know what I mean?
My opinion.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
They're not. That's why the stuff's still in the stores.
I just think it's so much stuff out there.
I think what's going to happen,
Right.
and I have this saying, and I've shared it, modern nostalgia.
Right.
Well, I think.
What I think is, excuse me, Pete. I feel like all of this is going to quiet down. I actually think it's going to fall out. I feel whoever's living here, we're going to be 60 years old, still with this, and these kids are going to be creating their own little thing. And then what's going to happen is just like anything, some little kids are going to pick it up like, wow, these dudes was doing this shit in like 2006.
Right.
Let me throw that on. That's like I feel like the
gotta
old
teach
school
your children.
T-shirts and stuff. They pick it up, it becomes a new thing.
Right.
That's what's gonna happen. If you look
That's
on the
gonna happen
gram,
only
if you
if we
look
allow
on the
that to
gram,
happen.
there's like 5 people, and I'm looking within our community.
Problem, right?
Not a lot of, I don't think a lot of the elders are shunning or not educating their kids on low. I just think the kids aren't really into it like that as much as you think.
But it's a combination, right? It's like, oh, they're
You
stupid.
feel me?
They're stupid for copying the retros. You yell at them for this, but then you want them to embrace it.
Exactly.
If they're copying the retros,
Exactly.
they're embracing that.
Exactly.
So, like, if you're gonna be mad at them for doing that, but then be like, why aren't you fucking with the vintage? It's like, y'all are charging fucking college tuition for the vintage. What the fuck
Exactly.
you want these kids to do? How are they gonna
Exactly.
embrace it? I'm gonna go with Velo. I'm gonna go with Supreme. Yeah, like if I'm in high school, ain't no girl in Supreme. Ain't no girl in high school gonna fuck with the vintage.
And
Like,
that goes to my
if
point.
it's Supreme on Instagram, they're gonna fuck with that.
That's
If you embrace them,
It's like if you embrace
they'll
that.
cop the $1,000 piece that you're selling vintage.
Same thing
But
with
if you
music.
keep telling them, yo, I don't want to, you walking around with all these young motherfuckers wearing this low, they're not going to do it.
That's what
Nah, but I don't think that's
Can't
it.
think,
I
but
think
there's too many people saying that.
I don't think
My
so
other thing is,
because
but my friend's little brother hit me. He's like 18, 19, he's in college, and he's like, yo, because the other thing I collect and curate is vintage basketball jerseys. I have a collection of that. Knicks jerseys specifically is like my main focus, but anything champion,
That's OG stuff.
Sandit, champion, all that. Like you know, from the Reebok, the dry fit, Nike era, everything. And even to the modern jerseys. Like, it's something else I curate and collect. He hit me for some Allen Houston jerseys. I'm like, what style you want? I got every style he ever wore. And he hit me, he's like, I need some bear tees too. So if this is coming from like an 18-year-old kid, 19-year-old kid, there's still people who want to embrace that.
Yeah.
You know, it's just about reaching out to them. I'm not gonna hit him over the head with it. That's family. Like I'm not gonna hit him over the head with the prices. I was like, yo, I got you on the bear tees, I got you on the jerseys, like
We got to cultivate.
because I'd rather him
Cultivating.
I'd rather him go to me for the jerseys than go to Jersey Express on Alibaba and get a fake jersey for $30 thinking, oh, this is a Karl Malone jersey. Like, no, bro, like that's something that was made 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
You want a heavy screen printed champion retro jersey? I got you for the low. None of these. A lot of people are taxing for that too. It's parallel to the polo game, right? Whereas, like,
The money's not the problem.
it's not.
The money's not the problem. It's we shitting on them too much.
Yeah, but you have to educate them because the same thing with the jersey game. It's like kids want to wear
Yeah,
the jerseys.
he's
they
right.
don't wear the
He's
jerseys.
right.
But it's
He's
like,
right, though.
why should I pay this money to you for this 30-year-old
I
jersey
don't
when I can
think
get it
so.
from
But on
China
the same
on
time,
$20?
bringing it back to what Stilo
I
was
don't
saying,
think
like
so.
15 years from now,
Okay.
what's going to keep the
Us.
what's going to really resuscitate it is the books.
thank you. I
The
feel that.
documentaries.
That's facts.
Because that's gonna be your time
I'm doing our job.
The more
That's gonna be the
history
time
we give them
capsule.
visually on it.
But we gotta stop
It's
shitting
gonna-
on it, son.
No,
That
we gotta
too.
stop shitting on it, son. We
I'm
have
gonna tell you.
But we gotta have to give them something to look back on.
I
Like,
don't
oh,
know,
yo,
yo,
that
I
was
don't
something.
think
I'm
Prince, you hit that on the head because that's gonna be the
Shit on
time capsule
Right.
piece. Yeah, records that, but back to what you said, I don't think we shitting on them.
They
We'll
all these
talk.
motherfuckers out there shitting on
All
these
right,
dudes, man.
I'll give a
You gotta
handful.
listen to music too.
I'll give a handful. No, and listen, he's right because that's what I'm saying. I think these kids are like, nah, they like the way they may respect it, but they want to recreate their own shit. That's why I said we're not looking. I think we look at it because the conversation is so intimate to us that that's what we're gonna talk about. Believe it's concrete. These kids are supreme.
Supreme.
Why I
Guess
say
we got
that?
this from Ralph.
You know
Ralph,
what? Guess what?
Ralph,
Guess what?
Ralph,
Guess what?
Ralph.
Though? It don't matter.
But the kids
It
don't know
don't
that.
matter.
So, like,
They don't-
We
it's
have to
education.
tell them
But
that.
even if we
now,
tell
we're telling
them-
them we don't want you wearing this shit.
Even if
That's
you
what we
tell
telling
them,
them.
guess what though? Even if you tell them and you tell them, oh, you don't want to wear that shit. Guess what? Just like rebellious little motherfuckers. What? I want that shit. That's why they brick can go for $200. Their lighter match can go for $100. A golf ball could go for $2. Bro,
$60.
this is what it is. And these kids are willing to spend the money. Their kids are willing to spend the money. It's not a lie. That's their shit.
Like, if you think what that's worth, that's you go to the best college in America for that.
I think North Face will do better with these kids.
There's too many people into low.
Right or wrong? I mean,
I
agree,
disagree.
but North Face has also kind of embraced
Duty. It's
urban-
duty.
Yeah.
It's duty.
now they back on their
Don't say
knapsacks
that out
again.
soon went to Dr. J's. Let's be real.
No, I know. I'm
Let's be
saying
real.
like certain collections at North Face.
North Face fell off when it went to Dr. J's. That's it.
Speaking of North Face, did Tenton Trails really close?
Yes, it
I'm gonna
is.
walk over
Yeah.
there.
I just walked past that. I just walked past it. You're lying. Don't be a liar.
Is it done? It's done?
Yeah.
I don't know. I
By
wasn't-
the way,
I believe they are.
I copped all my North Face bags.
So now we only got Paragon.
You gotta go to
Tenton
Paradise.
Trails was.
I copped all my
Yeah, you
North
gotta
Face
go to
bags.
Paradise.
Every single North Face I got was
Yeah.
Tenton Trail.
Yeah, I love Tenton Trails.
Hold on,
Shout out Park Place.
I copped all my North Face bags at Transit back in the day.
Yes.
And Transit has moved below Canal and they're selling fake jerseys on the first floor. So
How big was Guess?
Oh, heavy.
just for those kids.
Wait,
who are home.
wait. How fake are these jerseys? I mean, are they retro? What are they?
No,
What's your-
like some bullshit fake Michelin Ness. Like whoever curated them doesn't know what they're getting.
Okay, gotcha.
So it's like the
Okay.
Michelin Ness Bill Bradley with the thick font and the wrong cut.
Doo-doo.
But we lived through all. If you look at the low heads, we lived through all of that.
Yes.
Averex, we had our own leathers. We didn't need your leather. Got my tiger head, son.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Right? Jerseys. Polo had a couple jerseys, button downs. We had a button down. You know what I mean?
It was across the board.
We're gonna keep going,
Mm-hmm.
but we just have to pass it on. We gotta stop being so pig-headed, like bullheaded, like we don't want nobody else wearing, like you don't know about none of this. Tell them about it then.
No, no. And